This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. And I speak on all of the positive things, the encouraging things, the motivating things, the life lessons, and all of the encouragement. And today, this stream is an encouraging one. Today's topic is end of the year blues. First, we're going to go ahead and define that, and then we're going to get into talking about it. So, basically, the end of the year blues, it's like an inadequacy. It's a shame that comes from the thought of you feeling like you didn't achieve the things that you really wanted to achieve this year, or you felt like you wasted your year away. And it's a feeling that you are stagnant or you didn't get to do the things that you really felt like you should. It stems from feelings of disappointment, you feel inadequate, you feel shame. And also, tied up in that end of the year blues is some depression, some um most of the time it's some of those feelings like missing your loved ones, is dealing with some grief and handling those things as well. So I don't know who has ever dealt with those end of the year blues. Hey, Shelly, how are you? Welcome. I don't know if you all have ever dealt with end of the year blues, but when it comes down on you, it's really awful. And for some people, it can bring some depression. For some people, it brings some mental, some mental issues, a lot of grief, a lot of grieving, or doubting yourself, like, why didn't I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish this year? So, it comes with a lot of things. And I think that it's important to talk about that. Thank you, Joshua. How are you doing? Shelly says, I get the end of the year blues because I'm trapped inside the house. Yeah, and that's another thing, Shelly, that the changing weather, it gets colder, it's darker, and missing certain people. Your mind starts going to places when we go through things. And I know that for me, the end of the year, I'm always reminded of, man, I miss my mom. Man, I miss my dad. Man, I miss my brother. Man, I miss my auntie. It's people in my life that I really love and I really miss. And then it's all of the just being inside. It gets to us. So I wanted to say to anybody who needs to hear it, nothing is wrong with you. You're not weird because you're going through the end of the year sadness. You're not being dramatic like what has been told to me. You're just a drama queen, or you maybe a drama king, or you're just so emotional. It's nothing wrong with it. We need to express what we're going through. How we feel matters. How you feel matters. And usually, the individuals that tell us that what we're going through is weird or strange is because those individuals make a choice to run away from their feelings. They don't want to talk about it, okay? They'd rather hide things in the closet and pretend that they're okay, and they're not. Now, that is a major problem, but we're not going to talk about that part today. I wanted to focus today on knowing how you feel and realizing that when you're feeling this way, there's something that we can do about it. And I wanted to talk about 12 tips to overcoming the end of the year blues, sadness, and depression. Okay, so let's get into talking about it. Okay. Of course, my notes are buffering. Okay, here it goes. Here we go. So, first, let's talk about this, okay? Now, I wanted you all to understand that feeling sad is okay. Feeling down is okay. But when we get to the point to where our thoughts are not aligning in the best way. We're thinking about doing something harmful or hurtful to ourselves. Now, this is when we may need to seek some help. And I want to say to anybody before anybody says seeking help and therapy is a good thing. It means that we love ourselves. It means that we respect ourselves and we know when we're not okay. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you? Welcome. A shout out to everybody who's in the chat. I hope everybody had an awesome day and a happy Tuesday to every single person. And I want to speak this message because before we get to, another week or 2 weeks, because I know that not everybody right now has the cold weather to where it snows, but just having the shift to where it gets darker earlier, it can start to affect your mind. It can affect how you feel about yourself, when it's dark, or if especially towards all of my motivators family that they live alone. They don't have anybody that checks on them, or they're not getting the support that they need from relatives or other people. It can make you feel some type of way. But we're going to talk about some tips on how to navigate and go through this and not just stay in that blues, but to overcome it, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to overcome the end of blues, sadness, frustration, and depression, okay? Now, I have to say, Marlene is not a doctor. I am a life coach, and I just give tips that I feel will help. Some things that help me, some things that I have read online, some things that I have got from some of my clients that has helped them. So let's get into talking about this end of the year blues. First of all, anybody who has the end of the year blues, I am so sorry. Sometimes we just want our feelings to be acknowledged. If you ever feel down, if you feel down right now, if you're going through some situation, a health problem, a grief, if you feel lonely, if you just feel sad because of the cold weather, it's okay to feel that way. I want you to know how we feel. It's okay to feel that way, okay? Let's get into the first point. So I'm going to talk about 12 simple tips that is going to help us in order to overcome the end of the year blues. So the first point is acceptance, okay? Accept how you feel, okay? And tell yourself that. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Don't feel like you're a stranger, you're weird. And also in that acceptance period, be careful who you tell how you feel. Because somebody who is used to stuffing down their feelings, or a person who is not used to talking about how they feel, they would not be the best person. We have to reach out to people who will support us in our hard times and dark times. And if you do not have those people within your relatives or your friends group, you have to reach out and get support. I want everybody here to know, if you are feeling end of the year blues, you don't have to go through it alone. There's thousands, if not millions of people every day right now that are going through that and feeling so down, so sad, so discouraged, so depressed, grieving, and feeling like they're losing their mind. And I'm here to tell you, you're not losing your mind, because I have gone through that. I went through that for a long period of time. About maybe 6 months ago, I went through the end of the year. It usually starts around August for me, September, when the season starts to change. And the realization that I'm going to go into another year without the people that I love, it brings like a dark cloud. I feel like a dark cloud is following me. And then it doesn't help when the time changes and it's dark outside. So the things start to mount against us. So the first point is accept that it's natural and that it's okay for you to feel how you feel. Feelings are not right or wrong. It's just a way that we respond, to them, that can be right or wrong, okay? So according to the result of our response or our reaction, it will produce in us whether we're going to accept the end of the year as a grieving process, or are we going to move along with it and allow ourselves to feel how we feel disappointed, feel the loss, and then continue going. Hi, Rainy Woman. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. So allow yourself first, this is important when we are feeling some type of way. You're feeling overcome, overwhelmed, sad. Allow yourself to get rest physically, because I know I can get very emotional, like shedding tears or getting angry, lashing out when I'm tired. So it may mean that you may need to get some rest. Allow yourself to rest physically, and also don't forget to allow yourself to rest mentally. Unplugging from all of the toxicity. And there's a lot of toxic people that can be in our lives that can make it worse. When we're going through something, we need support. We don't need anybody to drag us down like a crab in the barrel, okay? We do not need people to be crabs in the barrel and drag us down. We need people who are going to support us and help our mental health, not make it worse. So if you have people around you that are stressing you out, some of the things that we are going to have to do is pull away from those who bring toxic energy, people who are only there for you when they want something, or people who are always a complainer and they bring you anxiety. We have enough anxiety, don't we? We have our own anxieties. We don't need anxieties from others, okay? So make sure that you allow yourself the time to rest physically, mentally, emotionally, and you give yourself the permission to say, it's okay if every year I grieve. When we go through, anybody who has ever lost somebody that you love, and you're going into another year, it's only normal to think about them and to miss them. Yes, it's going to bring you some sadness, but I also want you to give yourself a new way of thinking. You have to train your way of thinking and say to yourself, yes, I miss them, but focus on the good memories that you have with your loved ones. Did you have a favorite place that you like to go to eat or to shop, or things that you would talk about together? You had a favorite song that you used to like to do. Those are some of the type of things that's how you mindset shift. When you're feeling that way and down and you miss them, automatically our mind is going to go into something negative. But we have to shift our mind into something positive and to say, I miss them. I remember when we used to do X, Y, and Z. That was wonderful. I remember how I felt, or looking at some pictures, but we have to shift our mind into focusing on the positive and great things. Hey, Raining Bubbles, how are you doing? Good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're well. Appreciate you being here. And thank you, everybody, for all of the likes. I really appreciate it. Hey, Wellness, how are you? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you being here. So that's the first point, everybody. Acceptance, okay? We have to accept how we feel. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling discouraged, feeling sad, it's normal. It's okay. But what I want to say is, anybody, if you've been crying for weeks, if you've been crying for months, if you've been feeling some type of way, this is the time where you may need to seek help. And seeking help doesn't mean you're crazy. It means that you are in tune with yourself, and it means that you love yourself. You have to love yourself enough to say, you know what? I need some coping tools to help me to get through this. I need some coping tools, and everybody, and I schedule, even though I have been in therapy for years, and I'm not in therapy right now, but I go during this time of the year. I schedule myself 1 or 2 visits so that I can maintain on the same wavelength, because during this time of the year, around October, It triggers me during the time where it's my parents' anniversary. Then it is the time where my dad passed away. So I start to have those memories, and it triggers me. So um, this is when I know that I need some support. I know I need a lot of encouragement, and that's what we do. That's what we do over here. We talk about how we feel. We don't ignore them. Okay. I think that that's something that is so important. We have to tell ourselves it's okay to feel how I feel. And if we don't, we're going to continue to carry and hold on to things that if we just talked about it with somebody that we trusted, a professional, we would feel better. Okay. Let's see what I missed. Hey, Eastad, how are you? So, oh, that's good, Shelly. You have to have somebody that you can talk to. You have to have somebody that you can trust. And I'm not saying that family, you can't tell them what you're going through, but unfortunately, sometimes our relatives say, oh, you'll get over it. They kind of just like it's nothing. And if you're really going through something, if you really feel down and discouraged, that's not what you need to hear. Hi, Winter Girl. How are you? Welcome. Oh, Nola Girl. Okay, awesome. Welcome in. I appreciate it. So I wanted to say that to everybody. Okay. And this is what I want to say in talking about the grieving process, because some people who have never been through grief will tell you time heals all wounds. And I will tell you this, time does not heal all. See, we learn how to go through it. We learn how to endure, but we never get over losing somebody that we love. Okay. And I want you all to know that it's okay to shed tears. It's okay to miss them. It's okay to reminisce, but it's not okay to ignore how we feel. Hey, Sirius, how are you? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. And I wanted you all to know that it's okay for us to feel sad. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to experience all of these things, but don't ignore how you feel. It's all right. So don't go and tell people that you know is not going to accept you. Don't tell people that you know is going to say, oh, that's ridiculous, or I don't deal with it that way. Every single person is different. Every single person goes through different things, and it's okay for you to feel how you feel and cope with it how you want to cope with it, okay? So, no, point two, seek support. Now, end of the year blues. I know when I'm going through something and I'm feeling down, I'm feeling sad, the last thing I want to do is reach out. But let me tell you something. When you are experiencing those blues, that sadness, especially if you're going through a depression, you got to have a lifeline. You have to have somebody that will support you and will pull you out that dark pit. You have to have somebody to say, "Do you want to talk about it? Do do you need some encouragement or somebody to tell you just the things that you need to hear, like you're loved, you're valuable." And we need to hear that. Everybody needs that validation. Everybody needs that encouragement and to know that they matter. So to anybody who needs to hear it, you matter. You are valid. You have importance in this life. Never give up. Hey, Nate, how are you? Welcome in. Never give up. Even when other people do. Just because other people may say things, don't take it to heart. Everybody is dealing with their own skeletons in their closet, their own demons. Everybody has things that they shelf and they push to the back and they try to ignore it. But the end of the year blues, don't ignore those things. Hi, the Garden of Inspiration. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I wanted to say to everybody who is in here, if you're experiencing end of the year blues, I acknowledge it. Make sure you talk to somebody that you trust. And something that's so important is making sure you get out the house. Sometimes just being in the same four walls, okay? It just is not good for us. We need to get out and be in a different environment, even if it's just taking a short walk. I know it's cold, but just changing your environment, okay? Changing the ambiance, going and getting some fresh air is good for our mind, our body, and our spirit. So seek help, okay? Allow others to help you and ask others to help you, to listen to you free of judgment. See, that's one of the things about when we're going through the end of the year blues. You need to have people in your life that are not going to judge you. If you say you feel discouraged, hey, realist, how are you? Welcome. You need to have people in your life that will acknowledge you, that will hold your hand, that will hug you, that will uplift your mind, your body, and your spirit. You don't need people around telling you, oh, you always feel that way. You do this every year. You don't need to be browbeat or someone to wag their finger at you. You need support and encouragement. If you don't have those people around you, this is when you join those support groups. There's many support groups online. I encourage you. They're free. They have some in Instagram. There's some on different social media sites. Join one. Get some support. We have to stop looking for our validation and our support in our relatives. We have to get the validation we need from whoever it is. And sometimes it's a stranger. And I can say that honestly, that I found strangers poured into me and loved me and encouraged me and told me what I needed to hear more than my own blood. And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth. Not because our relatives do it on purpose. Well, sometimes some may if they are, demented or evil, but I'm saying for the most part, people are so busy in their lives that they really don't know what we're truly struggling with and going through. They just think, oh, they're just having a moment, just having a day. But sometimes it's deeper and more than that. So if you need support, please don't be afraid to reach out. I would hate to see someone unalive themselves, because it does get that way, where certain individuals do feel like unaliving themselves. And I can say that because I have been in that position before, feeling so down, so distraught, so discouraged that I felt like I had no purpose and no reason to be here. So I take this seriously. Like I said, I'm not a therapist. I'm a life coach. And I always want to put that out in the atmosphere and to tell every single person that you are important. You are worthy. How you feel is important. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be lonely. It's okay to feel how you feel, but you have to talk about it. Hi, Blaze. How are you? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody in here is doing well. Let's see if I missed any points. I don't think I did. Okay. I didn't. Okay. So moving on to point number 3. This is another strategy for helping us overcome some of the end of year blues, and that's self-evaluation. So make a list of your goals, the ones that you achieved and the ones that you didn't, because it's important for us to do that, for us to look and say, I did do some things this year. I did have some fun. It's important for us to put things in black and white, write it down, because when we're feeling discouraged, we feel like I didn't do anything. I wasted this year. I did nothing. When did you overcome something major? Not for society or other people, but did you overcome a struggle? Did you start something new? Did you step outside of the box? Did you allow yourself to heal? Did you shift your attitude when you could have went off? See, that's personal growth. And I always want to acknowledge that. When we experience personal growth, it's a wonderful thing. And I am so proud of all my motivators family. I'm proud of each and every one of you when you take the opportunity to say, I'm going to do better. I'm not going to go off. I'm going to unplug instead of going off. I'm going to talk about how I feel. I'm going to give myself the permission to release and let go. I'm going to allow myself the permission to talk to others and to validate my own self. Don't wait for others to validate you and to tell you that you are special and important. You have to tell it to yourself. Every day I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and I validate myself. So, especially during the end of the year, we need even more validation, okay? Especially when you're going through something, you're dealing with something, you have to say to yourself, I validate me, okay? You validate you. Let's see. Sirius, thank you so much for dropping the channel member emojis, my pictures. I really appreciate it. So, self-evaluation, okay? So when you look at that list and you see, I did this, I did that, it doesn't have to be for other people, but for ourselves, whatever personal growth you experience, pat yourself on the back, okay? Pat yourself on the back and tell yourself, I'm so proud of you that you overcame, that you walked through it, that you doubted, but you walked through fear, that you felt discouraged and you continue on. That's something to give yourself a round of applause. Don't wait for anybody else to tell you that, And I acknowledge all of my motivators family. I know every single person is going through something. It may not be my struggle, but it's your struggle. And I want you to say that to yourself. What I'm going through is valid. How I feel is valid. And I am proud of myself for not ignoring it, okay? Don't ignore how you feel. See, that's what we did when we were immature, when we acted like children, or we try to pretend, I'm so tough, I'm so strong. You don't always have to be tough. Sometimes one of the toughest things we can ever do is to say, I really feel messed up, okay? I really feel sad. I really feel lonely. I really just feel some type of way. And then work your way through those feelings. One thing that my therapist told me that has really helped me is when you are feeling that way, of course, you acknowledge it, you talk to somebody you trust, you get the support, but also you let yourself know that I'm proud of myself that I didn't ignore it. I'm proud of myself that I didn't hide away, because the natural thing for us to do when we're feeling some type of way, the end of the year blues, and you feel sad, is wrap up in the bed and just let the world go by. Just feel sorry for yourself, or self-isolation. And I'm here to tell you all, when you are feeling down and discouraged, the worst thing that you could ever do is isolate yourself. So please, please, motivators family, do not isolate yourself when you are feeling the blues. Talk to somebody, whether it's online, in person, somebody you trust, but you have to have a way to release and get those thoughts that you have from here to another person, even if it's not a person. I know that not everybody is a religious person, but if you're a spiritual person, go and give that to whatever it is that you believe in spiritually, but you have to get support in order to endure, okay? So point number 3, self-evaluation, okay? I think we just did that one. Okay. Point number 4, beware of self-criticism, okay? Shelly says, exactly. Sirius says, you're welcome, Marlene. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for their support. If you have not already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Shelly says, prayer gets me through a lot. Me as well, Shelly. Me as well. Blaze says, acknowledging how you feel and wanting to get to the root cause of it requires vulnerability And many people associate vulnerability with weakness, but that couldn't be furthest from the truth. There you go. There you go, Blaze. And I agree. It's hard as a woman, and I'm not a man, but I'm sure that it's hard as a man to say how you feel. Because sometimes when you talk about how you feel, people look at that like, they look at you like, oh, you're weird or you're strange or you're soft. But actually, it takes a lot of strength to say, this is how I feel. This is what I'm going through. And be proud of yourself. Applaud yourself for that, for you not closeting your feelings. Don't closet them because it only hurts you. It doesn't help you. See, and I want to help you. I want to support every single one of my motivators family. And I want you to know that this is a safe space. You're safe here. You're safe. I'm not going to clown anybody. Because if you're feeling down, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling depressed, you're safe here. I have been there. I have done that time and time again. And I'm not talking about what I'm reading about. I'm talking about what I have endured and gone through. And I'm letting you know that you are not alone. Oh, I feel better, Miss Tamika. Okay, so point number 4, beware of self-criticism. This is a very tough one because when we're feeling the blues, we'll feel like, oh, and I do this and I did that, and why didn't I do that? Like we'll start attacking ourselves, putting ourselves down, especially when people will be saying things that will be hurtful or when people didn't support you and encourage you when you needed them. That's hard. So beware of self-criticism because it's natural that we might react harshly for maybe some goals that we didn't achieve or beating ourselves up for why we stayed in a relationship when we needed to let them go or when we didn't go for our goals or dreams or when we maybe beat up ourselves for not spending more time with people who are no longer here with us. So it's all of those things that maybe the end of the year it brings in us and stirs up in us. And I want you all to know that it's natural, it's normal. And the real people, the honest people will say, yeah, I've done it and I will continue to do it. Okay. Because it keeps you real. Okay. We're not robots. We have feelings. We miss people and that's all right. Okay. So instead of beating up yourself, motivate yourself and tell yourself, I'm doing the best that I can. The people who don't understand me, they just don't understand me. The people who don't support me, maybe they're going through something. And that's something that I really had to work on, not letting others' lack of support affect me in my mental health. It doesn't mean that you're not loved. It just means that that person could be going through something and they cannot give you what you need at that time. And at the same time, we may need to widen our scope, widen our friends, get to know some other people, join a friends group, go to therapy, maybe spend some time just by yourself. Sometimes we just need to spend some time writing down how we feel, journaling. And I'll tell you that journaling has been so therapeutic to my soul. It has shifted my life. Instead of holding in the anger, the resentment, the rejection, the loneliness, write down how you feel. Pour it out because keeping it in is hazardous to our health. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice, but I have read that people who keep these things inside, okay, they keep their pain inside, it starts to affect their body and they start to get some ailments, some sicknesses, some diseases. And I wouldn't want that to happen to any of my motivators family. So talk about it, okay? Because you have to release it and let it go. Yes. The Garden of Inspiration says, pour it out. Yes, do not keep it in, because just like anything, under pressure, one day you're just going to explode and pop, and it could be through road rage. And some people during this end of the year's blues, they pick up vices, start smoking, start drinking. Unfortunately, some start having a drug problem to be able to handle and cope with the hurt, the pain, the sadness that they feel. And I want you all to know, don't give up. Don't use those vices to cover up how you feel. You have to confront it, because the vices only make you feel better temporarily, but not in the long term. And I want us to have healthy mindset, make healthy choices, and take care of ourselves. Okay, thank you so much, Sirius, for dropping those channel member emojis. So don't criticize yourself. Tell yourself, this is how I feel. This is what I'm going through. And it's okay, okay? We are the only ones that can motivate ourselves. We're the only ones that have to say, you know what? I need some support. And I want to say to all my ladies, to all the gentlemen, acknowledge how you feel. Until you open up and talk about what you're going through with somebody that you trust. I don't mean just anybody crazy, or anybody just because they're your relative. No, somebody that is invested in you, somebody who is supportive, somebody who will listen to you and not try to tell you how you feel, but will listen to you openly, honestly, and be encouraging to help you in whatever way that you need. See, that's the kind of support that we need when we're going through something. We don't need someone just telling us how we feel, or telling us we shouldn't feel that way. Of course, nobody wants to feel down and discouraged and have the blues, or be grieving or feel lonely. But when you do, you do. So don't criticize yourself. Be proud of yourself that you are acknowledging how you feel and you're seeking to make it better. Point number 5, reevaluate your expectations. Have you been comparing yourself to people on social media? Have you compared yourself with other relatives or people on the job, or somebody who is in your age group? See, when we do that, we give ourselves like an expectation that we can't live up to, because all we can be is ourselves. All you can ever be is you. And I want you all to know that you are enough. Even if other people do not acknowledge that you are enough, I'm here to tell you, you are enough. And don't let anybody cause you to feel less than, or to feel bad about yourself. Okay? I want you all to know that you are enough. Okay? So this is the part that is very difficult, where people are act like on social media, on the TV, people act like life is perfect, and it's not. Nobody has a perfect life. It's just that social media, the TV, the entertainment, they glamorize everything. Like, and nobody has this picture perfect life. No, every single family has issues. Everybody goes through something. So I want you to know that you're not alone. It's very important for us to take a moment to process that. I'm not the only one that feels sad. I'm not the only one that gets lonely. I'm not the only person that grieves. And what that does for us, it gives us some perspective. Okay, I'm not the only one. I have to remind myself that when I'm going through something, I feel like it's only me. I'm the only person that goes through this. I'm the only one that feels sad. And we will snowball it and start adding to it and adding to it till it gets out of control. I want you all to know you're not alone. There's many people who experience sadness and depression and loneliness, but what do we do when we feel sad, depressed, and lonely? Okay. Blaze says, my humanity isn't a light switch. I'm not built that way. I have my good days and I have my bad days. I have my highs and I have my lows. Even during the storms, you can still enjoy your life. I love that, Blaze. That's a very good comment and point. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're not robots, you know. We're human beings. We're women and we're men. You know, we go through things. We feel lonely. We get sad. We miss people. The weather drives us crazy. It's dark outside, and that messes with our mind when we don't have the light. Now, this is not medical advice, but I am giving a tip, something that definitely helped me. But when I lived in a cold environment, I had to have a sun lamp, because if you don't get the natural sunlight in wherever you live, you need to get some of that sunlight. And I'm telling you, it shifted my mental health. I started to feel better within a few days. It was crazy. So just a little tip, try it. And it may work for you. It may not, but I can say for me, it definitely helped me. Okay. So point number 6, take action, seek a solution. So when you're feeling the blues, review your self-evaluation list and stop asking why me. Ask why not me. We go through things in our life to elevate, you know. Unfortunately, sometimes persons have to have people leave our life for us to be able to mature, for us to realize about how important spending more quality time is. And it gets us into our purpose. So a lot of things that happen when people leave, it helps us to be different people. It helps us to maybe learn to be more compassionate, be more understanding. Or when we experience some disappointments, this is the time of year where, yes, you had some disappointments in your life, but you're still here, okay? And maybe what we wanted, it wasn't good for us. I know that's not something that we actually want to hear, but not everything that we want in our life is good for us. Some things that have been blocked, some things that didn't work out, it was for a good reason. And I'm so grateful that not all the things that I wanted in my life actually came to fruition, actually happened for me, because sometimes the things that we wanted so bad is one of the worst things that could ever happen to us, okay? So there's that. Okay. So take action, seek a solution. Instead of asking ourselves, why me? Ask, why not me? Ask yourself, what can I learn from my situation right here and right now? Can I learn to be more independent? Am I supposed to learn kindness? Am I supposed to learn that I need to slow down and take some time for me? There's always something that we can learn and grow into when we go through situations in our life, okay? So we feel frustrated, but that can only be overcome by action, you know? Love is an action word, and if anybody does not know, um, we're sources of love. We have to love our own self. We have to be our own friend, okay? So we have to take action on that. Because I feel frustrated, what have I not been doing for myself? What is the cause of me feeling frustrated? If you are expecting other people to be there or support you, maybe you need to start doing some things for you to make you feel happy. See, don't wait for another person to be your friend. Be your own best friend. Give your own self flowers. Take your own self out. Take your own trips. Spend your own time in your me time and your self care. It will do wonders for you. Point number 7, neutralize. We, oh, I already did that point. Point number 7, reduce the choices, okay? Hey, Raymond, how are you? Welcome. Reduce the choices. See, sometimes we have too many choices. We're overstimulated, okay? So, too many choices, it causes confusion, it leads to paralysis. So, we have to choose to achieve only what's important to us. And that is something that is so hard. It's so hard for us to have to choose ourselves. You know, if you're a parent, if you're a spouse, if you're a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you're a relative, if you're a something to other people, we have to acknowledge that I deserve to have time for me. I deserve to love on me, okay? Okay, let's see what I missed. Raymond says, I can't complain, just getting home and out the cold. Awesome. I hope you get something warm to drink and warm up, Raymond. Blaze, Blaze, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate it. Blaze says, that's a two-way street, Marlene. The same way you say, we are not alone, keep in mind that you're not alone as well. Oh, thank you so much, Blaze. I appreciate it. Because sometimes, no, I'm not going to lie, but as a motivator, I pour into people all the time. You know, my clients, I pour into my family, I pour into my friends, you pour into your job. You're always pouring, but how many times does the positive person, or like I like to call the strong person, you know, a lot of times we're anchors to other people. We hold people up, right? But how often does other people hold us up? Okay. Yeah, it's important. We all deserve to love on ourselves. We sure do, Raymond. And I love that. That's a great point. We all deserve it. And I can say for me, I used to feel so guilty before to do something nice for myself, to take myself somewhere or buy something. We'll be so freely give something to a person you're in a relationship with, or your spouse or your friend or your relative, but you won't give that same love to yourself. So giving back to yourself is so important. Remember, I always talk about how we have to be our own best friend. And until you learn to be your own friend, nobody else can be a friend to you, because you have to friend yourself and you have to tell yourself, I deserve this. I work hard. And acknowledge your mental health. If you're feeling down and discouraged, say, friend, we need some support. It's okay. Thank you so much, Blaze, for your thoughts and for your super sticker. I really appreciate it. Hey, James, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, thank you, Blaze. Okay, so we got three more points and we're going to get out of here. The next one is acknowledge yourself. This is point number 9. Acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge what is right and good about yourself. Acknowledge what is right about your life. Now, when we are feeling the blues, we will feel sometimes like things aren't going right. Nothing is going right in our lives, and it's not true. Okay? There's so many gifts, there's so many blessings, there's so many great things that we can have, and we'll be so busy focused on what we don't have or what we want, and we won't think about what we do have. So make a list of the things that you have and say, I'm grateful for those things. And I'm telling you, your mindset will shift. Your focus will shift, because when you start to think positive and think about what you have, what you possess, and you don't think about the things that you don't. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, we have 2 more points, everybody. Okay. Number 9, acknowledge yourself, what is right and good about yourself. Focus on all of your triumphs and your accomplishments. List them, whatever you can. Okay? List what are the good things. What have I overcome this year? And the things that you should be proud of yourself. See, don't wait for somebody else to pat you on the back and to tell you that you're doing a great job. You got to pat yourself on the back. Have you overcome a struggle? Have you experienced loss this year? Have you started new? Have you allowed yourself to reset? Then these are the things that you should be celebrating yourself for. Don't wait for another person to do that for you. Celebrate yourself. Okay? Point number 10. We got 2 more points, everybody. Enjoy the moment, okay? Enjoy the moment. Look for things to do right now. So maybe giving yourself something to look forward to. I like to give myself 3 to 4 trips a year. It always gives me something every 3 months to have something. I'm going to look forward to that. This trip, this concert, this whatever. Um, this motivational speaking, because yes, as a motivator, I also need others to motivate me as well and pour back into me, and for me to gain more knowledge so that I can pour back into you all. I bet you guys didn't know that, but it's true. um, I, I I have to get fed so that I can feed, because if I don't, if you're always being taken, then that's the reason why I get down and I'll fall flat on my face too. So I don't just give the advice, I have to take it too. Okay. Yes, Blaze, your presence is such a delight. Thank you for always bringing positivity and encouragement. And it's so true. Yes, thank you so much, Blaze and Sirius. Okay, point number 10. Enjoy the moment. Look for fun things to do right now. Engage your senses. I know that it's cold, but take some time to enjoy maybe the cold air, or to enjoy that you have a warm coat, you have a scarf, you have a bed to sleep in. Okay? Thank you so much, Sirius. I can't believe it's almost been a year that you've been a member. Thank you so much. Sirius says, thank you, Marlene, for all that you do. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All my members, thank you so much. James says 26 degrees here now. Wow. Here in Florida, let me ask what is the weather in Florida right now? It is 52 degrees in my area of Florida. 52. And that's cold for Florida. I know you guys want to probably throw something at this phone, right? Or your laptop or computer. I'm like, girl, that's not cold, but it's cold to a Floridian. So enjoy the moment. Look for fun things to do right now. Engage all of your senses. Maybe smelling the flowers, taking a nice bubble bath, listening to some wonderful music, but doing some things so that you can enjoy the moment and just relax. We don't take deep breaths like we need to. Take a deep breath, relax, and release. Stretching, going for a walk, getting some exercise, spending time with people that you love, pouring into yourself, getting into a hobby. See, all of these things, you see how we get better? It's the action, not staying at home, feeling sorry for ourselves. Well, yes, there's a time and a place. If you're feeling down, of course, shed those tears, get it out, acknowledge it, talk to somebody. But then we need to get out there, have some fun, talk to some people, give back, volunteer our time in a worthy cause. These are the things that will help not only us, but when we give to others, we get back as well. James says he'll trade me. Blaze says, Serious, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy being here, and it's refreshing to be around good energy. Thank you, Blaze. Thank you so much. Okay, we have 2 more points. Point 11, embrace hope. This is something that I want to say to every single one of you. There is hope. Hope exists. When we feel the blues, feel sad, depressed, when you're missing somebody, you're grieving, you're going through some issues, financial struggles, health problems, we feel that we're hopeless. And I'm here to tell you, hope exists. Hope exists for you. Hope never goes away, okay? But you got to restore. You got to look, what do I have to look forward to? What have I done in my life? What impact am I making? See? What is my reason and my purpose? See, sometimes we feel down and discouraged because we've stopped doing our purpose. We stopped doing the things that pour into ourselves. We stopped relaxing and taking moments for ourselves. That does not make you selfish. It means that you love yourself. Okay? So there's a hope for you. With every end comes a new beginning. So maybe something recently ended. In the new cycle, in the new space in your life, maybe there you will be appreciated and loved. Okay? Oh, thank you so much, Sirius. I thank you. So that's one of the things that is so important, everybody. Okay? With every end comes a new beginning. Embrace those new beginnings. Don't look for it to be how it was, especially if it's a romantic endeavor. Everybody's going to be different. Don't try to be like anybody but you. Okay? Hey, Heather, how are you? Welcome. Okay? Hope is what drives you. Okay? There's hope for everybody. Don't give up. If there is somebody here right now or somebody in the replay and you feel like giving up, if you feel that you're worthless, no, you're worthy. No, you have hope. No, you're special. No, you have an impact on others. You are here for a reason. Yes, you are. And I want you to embrace that about yourself. I want you to think about something that makes you special. Every single person, like a check mark, every single person has something special and significant about them. Embrace that about you. Are you a good listener? Are you kind? Are you patient? Do you have a certain skill or a talent? See, that's what makes you important. And that is your purpose for being here. See, we have to remind ourselves of those things when we are feeling down and we're feeling discouraged. Remind yourself and tell yourself, I have a purpose. Yes, you do. I am somebody. Yes, you are. I am worthy. Yes, I am. And yes, you are. Okay? Now we're on the 12th and the last point. Future-based thinking, okay? This strategy also goes along with hope, but future-based thinking is imagining, seeing what is to come for you. Think about yourself in the future. What do you look like? Who are you with? What does your bank account look like? What are your dreams and your focus? See, when we think about the future and what is to come and the gifts and the blessings, the potential that we have inside of ourselves. See, don't give up because you may not have certain people in your life or because certain doors have been closed to certain relationships. You deserve to enjoy your life. So keep your head up. Believe in you. Love on yourself. There is something that is just for you in the future. Your miracle is right around the corner. Don't give up right before it comes to fruition, okay? So I want to leave you all with this point. Express gratitude for your life. Be your best self. Love yourself because there was a time where you didn't know yourself and love yourself, but the time is not now. Today we love ourselves. Today we know that we have hope. Today we know of our potential and our gifts. Go out there and live your life. Never give up. It's okay to shed tears. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel down. But you are worth it. Don't ever give up just because of life's struggles, problems, loneliness, discouragement, or dealing with certain issues. Talk to somebody, but live your life. Have some fun. Make some goals for yourself, but never, ever give up. And especially never give up on you. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a positive beacon of light. Never give up. Keep your head up. Talk to somebody that you can trust. Give back. Believe in yourself. And I want somebody to look at yourself in the mirror today and to say, I am somebody. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. And I hope that this message has encouraged your mind, your body, and your spirit to carry on one more day. I appreciate anybody who's watching in the replay. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. I appreciate every single one of you. And you know what we say over here. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. I will see you guys back on the next live stream. Everybody have a great rest of your day.